guys, and welcome to this week's budget review. Again, I'm using the Hemlock and Oak 2023 daily. I do have the 2024 ready to go for next year. Well, it's not ready to go. It's ready for me to film and show you what I'm going to be doing to it. But let's just make this budget review as quick as possible. If you're like me and you're in a credit card or debt payoff journey, you can understand that it seems like it's going to take forever. Because it does. And, yeah, no. So, if you're in a similar situation, guys, just hang tight with me for a little bit and, you'll get to see that you are not the only one that goes through this. So, Hemlock and Oak gives you this beautiful 2 years at a glance. I did notice the 2024 edition does not have this. I will be putting this in for that edition just because these 2 pages were very important to me. This is kind of how I kept my motivation for the year, just because it shows me how much effort I am putting into this. Because, if you just go by the numbers alone, you feel like nothing's happening. But with this, I can at least look at it and be like, okay, dude, you had, projected that Walmart was going to get paid off in January, and check that out, you did it. Kohl's wasn't supposed to be paid off until March. I got that taken care of in February, so this was like my little motivation board. Everything was going smooth and swimmingly until I tried to tackle Discover, and it's not that I wasn't trying hard enough, even though this month just kind of sucks. Okay, like we're gonna see what happens in November, but yeah, it's a big account. And like these guys were little guys, which we're gonna see when you see the list here. So yeah, I was pounding through these things like no tomorrow. So of course Discover was going to take longer than normal, and like I originally knew that, hence why I made the Discover Tetris, which was fun, coloring in the little blocks, I have not got to color in any blocks, guys. Remember, I have to try to come up with December rent. So all additional funds must go to the rent funds. I want a place to live. To me, that is a higher priority than trying to reach level 2 here. So no blocks colored in for Discover, which is a bummer, but like I said, rent first. So the next page they give you is this like year at a glance. I call it a dashboard. Simply put, like, I just mark down all my paydays because it's always nice to see, when you're gonna get paid. Especially these months when you get 3 paydays, like those are really nice. And okay, let's see, stay on track, Sally. So I got the holidays in purple. Birthdays are blue. Large amounts of monies in and out are the yellow and the green. Hello taxes. The focus accounts are red. Vehicle expenses are in orange, and thank God I do have that marked because I have a plate renewal due next month. So I better get that taken care of December 1st. So see, that's why I marked those on there. I almost forgot about that. The other thing I keep track on here is the focus accounts. So, like this side of the page here, this is the good side. I call this the naughty side. So yeah, no, if I had, like I was focusing on paying off Walmart, so I marked it down in red, and when I did pay it off, it's marked in red on the calendar. So like this way I can really get to see real quick, like, okay, like we had a very successful month here. February was amazing. I really wish every month was like February. It is not. Of course we had the taxes, and I mean, like, I did really good in April too, so I can't even really blame it on the taxes because I mean, April, I got 2 accounts paid off. I somehow pulled City out of my butt. I really didn't think that was going to get paid off when it did, and it did. Um, so like I keep trying to come up with every excuse possible for not having Discover paid off whenever I thought I would, but I really just think I overestimated what I could do. So, I mean, you can only do with what you got, guys. And yeah, it's not a lot. Now, do I have overspending problems? Yes. If I didn't, I wouldn't have this. So, again, the most important thing you can do if you are trying to pay off your debts, is to actually go and look at them and see how much you owe. It's scary. Yes, it is. Whenever I was filling this out, I knew it was 10,000. I was thinking maybe 15, and it was when I saw that the total was almost 21,000 that I was like, dude, you got a problem. Like that's bad. So, that's why I made the original debtors here, which I can't wait to see what we didn't pay in November. I mean, that's pretty much how I'm wording it there. Granted, did I make like payments on these ones? Yes. Did I make the extra 400 that I normally would have for Discover? No. And it's because it had to go to rent. So, it's not gonna be as many blocks as I'm used to having, but I mean, any blocks are better than no blocks, right? So, basically, I just used a snowball method here. They're listed from the least to the largest, with the exception of Best Buy, City, and Discover, just because those were 0% offers. So, I mean, at least I got 2 out of the 3 0% offers paid off before it was time. Maybe if I would have started with Discover, maybe, but then at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, that's probably all the more you would have made it. But then again, I would have made it past that because, I did at least pay 5,000 here. So it's almost 10,000 paid off, guys. So I almost got half of it in 1 year. And that's a lot better than what I would have given myself back in January. I would have, like, I was literally shooting for level 1. I was like, dude, if you could just pay off 5,000, you're doing great. So, I'm not gonna try to beat myself up, like, more than what I need to. I've already exceeded my goal, so to say. It's just, I got a little ballsy with this one, okay? So, I bit off more than I could chew. So, um, let's just keep moving, guys. Let's get to this lovely month of November. Which, if this is your first time seeing the Hemlock and Oak planner, guys, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I do highly recommend it, and I mean, you will not be disappointed with this planner if this is something that you're looking for. Another wonderful thing that they've started doing is they've always had the free PDFs, so again, that's amazing because, we are, if you're watching this, more or less, you're on a budget and you're trying to save monies. So they do have free PDFs that you could print off. They have daily and weekly pages. Another thing that they've just started is they have classic size, happy planner, and or ring size planner pages that are already pre-printed for you if you don't want to sit and print out all 300 some pages. I printed off all 300 some pages. That's for my weekly planner though, not this one. So the budget, I do kind of splurge, and I do get one of these just because I'm trying to show myself that I'm serious about the budgeting, because I'm not going to waste a beautiful book. So, back to the budgeting. See, I love talking about this planner. So what I do for the month here is I just basically take out all those lovely bills that I can't wait to pay every month. And those are in what I call the primary color. So orange is the primary color for November. These are those bills that they're due on a certain day, and they're typically the same amount every month, so they don't really vary. The other ones, which you see are in blue, that's my secondary color, is these are the optionals. So these are technically the things that are good for my budget, like my $5 a day savings goal. So we had 30 days times 5, that's 150. I split it into 2 easy payments on my paydays, so that's 75 a piece. So those are listed in blue, that's my dailies. Of course, I have the no credit cards challenge. Yeah, it seems that Friday is my weekday. Not to be confused with a weekend. It's this seems to be the day where I'm the weakest, and I tend to spend with a credit card. So I'm gonna take that knowledge and carry that into the month of November. I'm gonna do this by like just really like I don't know if I gotta keep like a digital post-it note on my screen on my phone that says like don't use your card. Like I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this, but yeah, Friday seems to be the day of where I'm just like, you know what? Heck with it. I went to work this week. I'm gonna buy this. And it's like, no, dude, don't. Because, we're still trying to dig ourselves out of the ditch. And, so, at least I learned that. So Lowe's, I had to purchase a hot water tank back in July. This thing, literally, like, I never would have thought that it would have cost this much, but, $922, guys. So, that's, to me, is another reason why I think I'm having a difficult time putting those extra payments onto Discover, is because that's technically $1,000 that I could have filled in those blocks with, but instead I had to go to a hot water tank. So again, this is why it's important to have like those emergency funds and stuff. Granted, I do have emergency funds, but I use mine to help me cover rent so that I can make these extra payments. I know it's not really how you're supposed to use them, but yeah. If I would have had 1,000 sitting around for emergencies only instead of rent, I could have just pulled that and then continued on my merry way making those extra payments. Instead, now I'm trying to pay off this tank and pay off Discover at the same time. I was doing pretty good. I made it through August, September, October, and it basically hit the fan in November. Okay, the turkey grinder. And so yeah, that's whenever I realized like holy crap, like I've used the last of my little savies, and I still need to come up with rent for December. So that's why we have 0 extra payments to Discover this month. It sucks. It does, because like I said, I'm used to having that extra 400 put on there. But at the same time, like, I gotta realize, like, you really need to focus on, coming up with funds for rent, because, that's a priority. Rent always comes first. um, okay, so the other thing is I got my hair done for my birthday, which was October, so I quickly paid that thing off. That was on the 4th, and of course that was hair care products, which I did not need. I'm still upset. It's like 30 days after the fact, and I'm still upset that I spent $60 on this crap. So if there is a like splurge purchase that you keep looking at, like mainly all the examples that say are boots. I'm not really a shoe person, so I don't really understand that one. Mine's more like hair shampoo products type things. But yeah, no. So if you see those pair of boots, really think about it, guys, because it may look great at the time, but once you get them, they're probably going to be uncomfortable. You probably don't have anything to go with them. You have nowhere to wear them. I don't know. I'm giving you every excuse there is. Pick one of these excuses and let it roll through your head before you buy them. Unless you've saved up the money, which I did not. I did not save up the money, which is why I had to pay it for this month. But, I mean, if you really want the thing, you will put the funds back for it. That's what I'm learning so far this year. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm really glad that I got my hair done. It looks great. She did a great job. Did I need the $60 additional shampoo? No. No, no, no. So, let's go to where we last were here. So these, again, it's a daily planner, so I have daily pages. Um, these are like focus and intention areas. It's difficult to see with the dark brown up there. I use it, like modify it for like a budget, because it is a budget planner. And so basically I come up with like a fun quote for the day, and then I kind of like do a little quick journal log thing about like what's happening. This way, definitely if you're like an emotional spender, this helps you tie your emotions to your spending so that you could kind of start seeing like how they relate to each other. Because if you're in a crappy mood and you're an emotional spender, you are more likely to spend. Whereas if things are going good, uh, most of the times you're not spending, but there are those times of where like you're feeling real good about things and you're just like, yeah, I'm on top of the world, so I deserve this prize. Um, so that's another thing to look out for. Excuse me, guys. Again, like you would think by doing these every week, I'd be used to talking this much. I'm not. So it does take a lot out of my voice. Um, so yeah, no, when I left Gin's here, I believe, I don't know if I went or not, whenever I left Gin's, but yeah, it just seems like my Michaels rewards, they always remind me that I have Michaels rewards at like the perfect moment. So thank you, Michaels. Um, yeah, I have this really great idea that I was gonna start making planner covers for my shop again, which I did. I did start making them. They are the cutest little things. Like, look at these things. Like, look at him. This is the prototype that I made. And yeah, ribbons for Michaels for free with my rewards. And I mean, seriously, guys, look, he has a little pocket and everything. So I don't know. I of course I had to list them as planner covers. I call them planner snuggies. It's like a little snuggie for your planner. But yeah. So I started making those again. I'm like stress crafting right now. So, of course I paid off the Vitafund. It's a collagen that I use. I kind of have to use it. It keeps my back nice and strong. It's doing wonders for my dad. Like, he's 70 some and he's all excited because he could hop and skip and stuff. So, which, I mean, I understand. I was right there with him 2 years ago. So, um, that's two people who have functional bodies. Thank you, Vita Authority. See, we're full of thank yous this week. So yeah, no, I paid that off. Of course I got my ribbon for free, and of course I had to put the rent funds back because again it's like Discover, I'm sorry, but I gotta skip you, dude. We gotta pay those rent funds, right? Um, so now we go into Monday. It seems that it's extra funds. Ooh, yeah. Mm. Okay, so this, I even forgot I did this. Uh, you know those moments where you're like trying to transfer funds over on your phone and you can't really tell if it happened or not? So, yeah. So I came close to missing this PSECU payment just because it takes so long to transfer the funds from one bank to another. Um, I don't know why it takes them this long, but I swear to God, it's like a week. So I was afraid it wasn't going to make it on time. So I went ahead and transferred a second time, like to the direct loan account instead of to the checking account that I used to pay the loan account. I guess if that makes sense, just to see if it would appear faster. But I mean, in one way it's good because December's already taken care of, okay? I don't have to worry about this $100 in December now. Um the problem is now I'm down 200 instead of 100. But I mean, I was not taking a late payment on that. No way, no how. I am not doing a late payment. The good news is the one that went directly to the loan went in 2 days ahead of time, so there was no late charge. But yeah, every now and then this one sneaks up on me. It really depends on where it falls in the month. And see, I would have been using this paycheck right here. So he's due this day, which granted, I think it's really due this day. I just bump it up 2 days just to, give myself some grace because I know this is going to happen. But like, if I would have got paid this day and this would have been fine because I would have transferred it on this payday. But it was this payday. And technically, because it's a bank, you have Friday, Saturday, and the Monday that it's due. And like I said, this thing takes a week. So we were sweating bullets that day. But fortunately, it did it did go through. So this is where we get into Tuesday here. Again, I know I'm going to be short that extra 100, so I am trying to watch what I'm spending here. And so, like, not a lot going on. It's mainly the bills. And this is where I do get lucky because my adult son does live with me. And, I mean, yeah, most days he does drive me crazy, guys. He does. There are just so many things. But at the same time, he does cover half of the cost of the utilities, half of the rent starting in January. So, things should be getting better next year. But for this year, because he did just come back from the Marines. I mean, he came back in like 2021, so I was trying to give him like some like buffer time to acclimate back to society. So this year was when we started half of the utilities. Next year we do utilities and rent, because adulting. But yeah, so I mean, he has been giving me half for the utilities, and I'm gonna have to say, I think that might be one of the reasons why I was so successful this year with paying as much as I did towards my debts, just because that would have been fun. So, like, half of the utilities doesn't seem like a lot, but with him paying that freed up half of those funds for me to put towards those debts. So I really don't think that I would have paid off as much as I did without his help. So that's me getting ready for Thanksgiving. See, I told you I'm full of thanks this week. So Wednesday, let's see here. What happened on Wednesday? Oh, this is where it starts. So yeah, see, again, I'm one of those like emotional spenders. So like I told you, when things are going bad, you do tend to spend on like weird stuff, like weird little stuff, like your snacks to make you feel better, like that type of thing. When I get a boost, like a good idea, I'm also more likely to spend, but they're a little bit larger, and it's because I keep thinking like, oh man, this is the greatest idea in the world, and let's spend because it can't go wrong, and it's like, oh god, Sally, you gotta stop. And so yeah, like I told you, I was gonna be doing those planner covers, which I did. I did make them. They're listed. Now I just gotta sit, wait, and see if they sell. That is what the correct thing to do would be. Me, on the other hand, again, this is why I tend to buy online instead of walking into a store as well. Especially Joann's. Like, if you're somebody who buys fabric, you will understand. Walking into a fabric store when you like making fabric crafts is like walking into a candy store when you're a little chunky kid, okay? You must have them all. And so yeah, did I need the cotton fabric that I got for the backings to linings of my planners? Yes. Okay, I did need those because I've already purchased the exterior cotton. I needed the interior cotton. Um, did I need the flannel? No. So again, this is where I get into trouble. When I physically go into the store, I always buy more than what I would have bought. So in one weird way, I wish I would have just bought it on like the app and then went and picked it up at the store. But at the same time, fabric is just one of those things that you have to see in person, where you're just like, is that the color that I need? So yeah, Joann's got me They got me. They got me good. So, Thursday, making into Thanksgiving, and I mean, all I had to do was pay my Merrick bill. That was it. And, yeah, so I don't know if I'm like the only person that gets pumped about holidays or what, but, holidays are literally like scheduled no spend days for me because I don't go anywhere. I literally don't go. I stay at home. I do me, and I mean, if somebody comes and visits, they come and visit. And other than that, I don't leave the house, guys. It's a holiday. I'm not going out there. There's people out there, so there's literally nothing for me to spend on. Okay, so and then somehow or another, I don't online shop either. I don't know what it is. I'm just content with just sitting around the house. I mean, I was making planter covers pretty much. I was cooking turkey. Pretty much Ray cooked the turkey. I'm lying there. Ray cooked the turkey. Ray did the dinner. I made planter covers. So I guess I had enough to keep me occupied. Friday is where it kind of got me because we know it's Black Friday shopping, and of course you're getting bombarded with all those freaking emails and all those text messages, and I guess this is where the fear of missing out comes in. I like this too. I don't even have the price written down. Oh, Sally, what am I doing? I want to say it was 160. I will have to go back through just to make sure. Thank God it's on the Amazon app, but yeah. They kept telling me, you're missing out, you're missing out, you're missing out. And it was like, damn it, Sally, don't click on it. And I did. And then I went down the rabbit hole. And, yeah, so, I have been wanting a treadmill, okay, for like over a year now, but I keep talking myself out of it because it's like you literally have like it's not an elliptical, it's like a mini elliptical. It practically does the same thing. I mean, really, it gets the heart rate up. That's really what it's there for. But I convinced myself today was the day of buying the treadmill, and I did. Should I have? No. The only thing I could tell myself right now is prices appear to be going up, so at least I bought one before they become $200. So, did I have the funds to buy this? No, I didn't. I should have saved up for it. That would have been the proper thing to do. I did not. But it is 0%. I did get it on the Amazon card. It is 0%. But again, as you can see, this is like I'm getting a card paid off. I'm putting it back on another one, guys. So you're not going to get anywhere if you keep doing what you see me doing. So, in one weird way, I hope I'm helping somebody out. Because I'm sure not helping myself out. I'm hoping that if somebody is watching this and they were thinking of making that purchase of buying those boots, of buying that treadmill, that they're just like, yeah, I don't want to have the regretsies too, you know? So again, like that's one of the reasons why I do these videos. I did put myself back up on Saturday though. I did make that Lowe's extra payment. Again, like I told you, well, I don't think I actually told you. I think I was telling myself in here. But, yeah, after making this extra payment here, I only got 160 left to go. And, I mean, like I said, guys, like 160 out of 922, heck yes. So, we are chipping right along at that. That is definitely getting paid off in December. So, it's like, oh my God, thank you. So, that's, which I didn't realize it was that much. I guess it would be, 32 times 4. Basically, it's going to be times 5 in December. But, yeah, that's about $150 that I could have been using somewhere else, saving something, that could have been going towards my rent funds. You like how I'm buying a hot water tank when I rent? Was wondering who was going to catch that. Oh, welcome to my world. So, yeah. So, yeah, no. So, I mean, that's a light at the end of the tunnel there. At least I'm going to get something paid off by the end of the year. And that gets us to today, which is a beautiful Sunday. Again, I'm trying to remind myself better is, well, God, I think I missed a couple words. Some is better than none. How about that? Anything's better than none. That seems to be my quote for the week, okay? So, again, I don't like skipping the extra payment for Discover, but again, any little bit that I can scrap up for rent makes a big difference. And so far this month, I've saved $276. Granted, it would have been $476 if I would have did the 100 for City and the 100 for Discover. That pretty much went to crafting supplies. Again, this is something else. I am going to have the end of the year yearly totals. I am shooting to do that over Christmas vacation because I am curious to see how much in each category I do spend. And again, from reviewing these every week, I'm starting to see I do spend a lot in craft supplies. So I mean, I do have a ton of supplies right now, so I don't really see me going and buying any more other than today's fat quarter sale. Yeah, Sally, you got a problem. Okay, so yeah, the fat quarter sale, I did put it on a card because I do use my card for online purchases. Typically, I do pay it off immediately. Again, Joanne struck me. They had them 10 for 10. Which is a fantastic deal. The problem is they lied. They said that I could pick 10 of these up. From what I'm seeing is I'm only able to pick 4 of them up. They lied and said they had them in stock. They do not. So 6 of them were, I'm trying to think of the word, canceled. The sale was canceled. So they charged me $10.60. But I'm only getting 4 of them, so that should technically only be $4 because it does say that they give you the sale price even though it was canceled. I have yet to pick that up. I'm doing that as soon as I'm done with this video. So yeah, if they're not $1 a piece, they can shove it and keep it. Because I'm not spending $3 for a quarter of fabric. No. I might as well get a yard at that point in time. But like I said, like I got enough to work on. The only reason why I was getting them is because they were $1 for a quarter. Which is a deal. But yeah, no, if they're going to charge me 10 for 4, no. So see, that's where you got to learn to just tell them, you know what, that is not what I agreed to and you can keep it. And they're going to be like, what do you mean? I'm going to be like, keep it. I don't care. And yeah, guys, so like again, I put 50 more towards the rent funds and that's how I got the 276. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the other, what would it be? It would be like 250 some. I do still have that in that daily savings. I was trying my best not to pull from that, but I do have that to cover the additional amount of it, so I'm not like screwed. Because if I only had 276 out of 550, I'd be screwed right now. But again, this is why it's important to do those monthly savings. I know it almost seems counterintuitive, especially when you're paying off debt. But those savings do save your butt. That's why I call, I know they're called savings, but to me, that's why they're called savings, because they save your butt. And, yeah, so I'm going to have to say, I think that's a great place to end. All I have left is, of course, the Netflix and Hulu. That's $20. Bert's Insurance is $20. Maurice's is nothing because I have nothing on there. Of course, I do my end of the month review, which I'm really scared to see this because I know it's going to be super low. And then that gets us into the beautiful month of December. And again, like I really can't believe that we are actually at the end of the year. This last half of the year went super fast and it was rocky. But it is what it is, guys. You really can only work with what you got. And like I said, this is a learning process, but we are making progress. So I think this is a good place to close out here. Again, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.